Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Network 27. We pray that everyone is healthy. We pray that everyone is getting their vaccination, not only for your own health, but for everyone else's health around you. And I'm sorry for anyone who may have lost loved ones due to this pandemic and whatever else the situation may have been. As you all know, we used to, before the pandemic, do this show every month. We try to bring information to the community that's helpful to them, give folks an opportunity to tell about their programs and different things that are going on, whether it be the city, the state, or the federal government, or just regular community people from the neighborhood. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have some good people here with me who's working with me on some affordable housing in our neighborhood. We actually have a program with the city of Chicago called the Chicago Community Land Bank, Land Trust, Chicago Community Land Trust, and we're going to allow them to explain that to us in a minute. To my right, we have Destiny Edmonds. Destiny is a project coordinator of the Chicago Community Land Trust. And to her right, we have Jennie Fronczak, and she's the executive director of the Land Trust. And then we have a developer, Patrick Buck. He owns Taris Real Estate. He's the managing director. And we also have, to his right, is Staci Slattery. And Staci is a manager broker with the North Claiborne Group, also a resident of the 27th Ward.
23 years this month.
And also very active in one of our local community organizations in our community. Thank all of you guys for being here today. So we're going to start out with you, Jennie. If you would introduce yourself to folks, tell them who you are and what you do, and then we'll come back to Destiny.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alderman. Just first of all, I want to thank you tremendously for your leadership in affordable housing. And we are so blessed to have such a dedicated and accomplished champion ensuring that there are affordable homeownership units on the west side and throughout the entire city. So we appreciate you and your leadership and are grateful to be here with Patrick and Staci today as well.
Absolutely.
So Jennie, so tell us who are you?
Yeah, hi, I'm Jennie. It's great to be here. I'd say I've been in affordable housing over a couple of decades now. Right out of the gate, I actually wound up working in Bogota, Colombia, at a foundation that had 3 children's homes. And my primary projects there were launching a medical clinic and a school. And we would work with family members and extended family and neighbors there. And it became super apparent to me that housing was the center of everything to keep families together, to connect communities to resources and things like that. So that transitioned me after about 6 years. I came back here. Worked in Logan Square with Humboldt Park Social Services, now Center for Changing Lives, and we did emergency housing, transitional housing, as well as deeply affordable homeownership there. And after that, hopped over to Lucha in Humboldt Park, also working deeply on affordable homeownership. And in that capacity, I had been chairing the efforts across Lucha, the Logan Square Neighborhood Association, Center for Changing Lives, and Spanish Coalition for Housing to come together and find a solution that incorporated collective ownership as well as affordability so folks could transition from renting to really not so much build roots, because they were extremely rooted, but begin acquiring assets and begin building wealth. And so we learned about the concept of community land trusts, which is rooted in the civil rights movement. And so we're still, with the Chicago Community Land Trust, we're still working with that group on the ground, and we're in dialogues with folks in Englewood pursuing a similar model. And there's an established one in Humboldt Park as well.
I started that, helped start that, right?
There you go. Yeah. So from there, I
So
sure.
you were in Columbia. So is that where you started at? Did you live here first and move to Columbia?
Initially, I'm from 63rd and Narragansett.
Okay, from the south side. Okay. So and then did you go to school here?
Yes, graduated from Loyola.
Okay. Loyola University.
Yes, sir.
What high school?
I went. We moved to the Burbs for high school. So
Okay. Okay. And you went to grammar school in Chicago?
St. Sylvester's.
St. Sylvester's. Okay. So you may have some of your home folks looking at you. And probably want to be like, yeah, I went there too. I'm proud of her. All right. All right. So Destiny, why don't you tell us about yourself? I know you've I've known you in different capacities for different organizations.
Yes.
So why don't you tell folks who Destiny is?
Well, I am Destiny Edmonds, and I am the project coordinator of Chicago Community Land Trust. And prior to this, I was at Neighborhood Housing Services, which is a HUD delegate agency within the city of Chicago. They also offer lending practices for mortgage loans, et cetera. And I was there nearly 14 years. So I've been in the housing industry now almost approaching 20 years.
Get out of here. You
Yes.
look so young.
Thank you. And so I'm here now loving the Chicago Community Land Trust and what it brings for affordable home ownership. Absolutely.
So did you grow up in Chicago?
Born and raised on the South Side. Yes, I
Okay,
did.
on
I
the
went
South
to
Side.
Simeon Career
That's why
Academy.
y'all talking about my
Yes.
cousin.
Simeon for high school and University of Illinois in Champaign-Urbana for college.
All right.
Yes.
Fantastic. Good
Yes,
deal.
and I've been in housing ever since.
Great, great, great. So we're going to skip to Staci. So
Okay.
Staci, why don't you tell the audience who Staci is?
Sure. Staci Slattery. I am a real estate broker, a managing broker of North Clybourne Group, which is a boutique real estate company in Bucktown, Logan Square. As I said, I've lived in your ward for 23 years. Grew up on the southwest side in Oak Lawn, went to St. Linus, and went to a lovely all-girls Catholic high school that is now long gone, and went to Tulane in New Orleans. But I've been back in the city since '92. And I think I'm sitting at this table because I have been working with developers who are building houses for CCLT. And it's been a really unique experience, a lot of times working on the commercial side of things to kind of see the impacts of programs like this, for affordability.
Fantastic. And Patrick Buck. So you sure you're not related to John Buck? Are you John Buck?
I'm pretty sure I'm not related.
So your bank account says it.
Definitely deserves that.
So tell us who Patrick Buck
So
is.
I'm Patrick Buck. Started Taris Real Estate, which is a development firm in Chicago, about almost 10 years ago. We've done single-family homes in Bucktown, Wicker Park area. We've done stuff in Hinsdale, Lake Forest, done warehouses in the city. It's a variety of different projects. Grew up, though, in Iowa, but moved here to Chicago in 1989. Went to Loyola University and University of Chicago. And got into real estate 10 years ago, and part of our thing is that we always want to give back to the community. We believe in the affordable housing, and so we try and do what we can to help out.
So what did you major in when you went to University of Chicago and
Actually,
Loyola?
Loyola, I majored in public accounting,
Okay.
but never really liked that. And University of Chicago, I did classes in technology, so internet and e-commerce.
Okay.
I also went to Kendall College for cooking school too.
Is that right? So you was like searching, huh?
I like to dabble in a lot of different
Yeah.
things.
Did you find yourself?
Yeah, I like the cooking actually.
Nice.
It's a good side thing. So
Okay, we got to try one of your dishes one day, man.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, thank all you guys for being here today. So can you tell us what is the Chicago Community Land Trust? What is a land trust? Tell us what a land trust is.
Yeah, absolutely. Bit of a caveat here. We're not actually a community land trust.
Okay.
We're in the process of rebranding, so stay tuned. We'll roll out our new name and our new branding in fall. That said, I'm so happy to tell you who we are and what we do. The Chicago Community Land Trust expands housing access and long-term affordability through resources and opportunities so that homes are assets within reach for Chicagoans. We do that in a variety of ways, one of which is the ARO. So we welcome into our portfolio homeownership units that are generated through the city's inclusionary housing ordinance. We also are elated to work with visionary partners such as Patrick that also have a heart for our mission and add to our portfolio. That way, we have a couple preservation initiatives because we recognize that it's always easiest to preserve what's already there, and there's so much naturally occurring affordable housing concentrated in 2 flats and single-family homes. So since 2020, we're able to begin acquiring and rehabbing homes and then get them on the market so that working families are able to take advantage of that and become first-time home buyers. We've been around since 2006, yes. And we're technically a public-private partnership. So we're incubated in the Department of Housing, largely funded by the Department of Housing as well. That said, we also have an independent board. So it's the best of both worlds. And since then, since 2006, we've closed over $20 million in mortgages for our first-time home buyers, and we've invested over $9 million in subsidy to ensure that these homes are affordable to folks. Typically, they're priced at either 80, 100, or 120% of the area median income. And to bring some context to that, essentially a household of 4 earning approximately $75K would qualify for 80%. So that's perhaps 2 earners between 35 and 45 in that household. And then and we've got 54% of our portfolio is our homeowners below 80% AMI. And then another 46% of our homeowners are at 100% or below 100% AMI, which is approximately 93,000. So 2 earners between 45 and 55 or so. And then the last 10% is below 120, which is approximately 112. So maybe 2 earners between 50 and 65 or so.
So Jennie, so let's back up a little bit. So a land trust, what you all do if Patrick have a building, someone buy his house, they buy it at a certain price, you say, okay, you own this, mm-hmm. but if you want to resell it, you have to resell it for an affordable price, right?
You got it, yeah.
Okay, so can you explain that a little bit to the audience? Because we all know, right? But we want them to know. Okay.
Yes, well said. So we leverage a shared equity model, and as Alderman mentioned, essentially, when we receive a unit into our portfolio, we subsidize the price so that it can be priced affordably for income-eligible households, and then upon purchasing it, essentially agree to pay that forward, right? So they close on the home, they own the home, they're building equity, and then when they decide to put it up for sale, they will, receive all of the equity they've invested as well as a share of the appreciation. I should also include, one of the caveats of our portfolio, we're super unique in that we're concentrated in the city's, least affordable neighborhoods, if you will. So they're typically, appreciating rapidly or on the brink of, about to appreciate rapidly. So instead of folks receiving that windfall when they sell, they will receive, every penny they've invested in the home as well as, a percentage. And that percentage is determined on how big the subsidy is, how much of a price break they got when they purchased the home. And then they pay it forward, and then the next family is able to take advantage of that same blessing, and the unit, is affordable for generations, and the program is self-sustaining.
So you're saying, if I bought a home, I got a good deal at an affordable price because it's in a land trust, mm-hmm. right? So I may get it for $250, whatever, right? And when the other houses are going for maybe $300,000 or $400,000, I pay $250 for it. So I got a deal, mm-hmm. right? So in 5 years from now, values have gone up, mm-hmm. right? So now, of course, my home is probably worth $450 or $400 at that time, or maybe $450. But because I got it at $250, mm-hmm. I can't sell it for that much. but I can sell it I can get some profit off of it, but I can't get 100% profit or market as everyone else get. I have to sell it at an affordable price, just as I bought it, right? But I still would get some profit.
For sure. In that specific example, having purchased at $250, and then when you go to sell it, we would do an appraisal, and it should appraise at that time at $450 per year statement. Assuming the share of appreciation was 20%, just to make the numbers easy, that's 20% of a 200 difference. So you would get $40K in appreciation on top of the $250 you paid. So you'd be able to price that at $290. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you can sell it at $290, and you can make $40,000 off of it, plus whatever you paid into bringing down your base costs. Right?
Yeah. So homeowners are building equity for sure,
right.
And that unit will still be.
So you walk away with some profit, but you're not. But you're going to make sure that the guy who come after you, or person that comes after you, get an affordable place too, and keep playing it forward.
You got it.
How long does that last?
So the tool that we use is a 30-year deed restriction. So when folks purchase the home, they agree to this process for 30 years. Should that same individual or that same homeowner remain in the unit for 30 years or more, at that point the unit is free and unencumbered, and they can hold on to it or sell it at whatever the market
But
would.
they just got to play for 30 years, right? So I think that's a good deal. Right, and it's the only way that we can keep things affordable, because I know when we used to do new homes for Chicago, it used to be a 5-year deal, right? And after 5 years, folks would buy a house for $200,000, and 5 years later they'd be selling their houses for $400,000, right? And then no one else gets an affordable price at that point. So yes. This is very unique to be able to keep affordability going on for a while. So thank you for that, Jennie. So I wanted to first ask you guys to tell us about what you have available and where you have things available, and then after that I want, because Destiny is the one who allow the folks to buy it and help them through the buying process and take them through all of that, so she can talk about how she does that. But you guys tell us what's available out there. So so a lot of folks don't know about the deals on these houses. And as I said, a lot of the houses that are built right now are in areas where homes are going for $300,000 and $400,000, but you all are selling them for an affordable price. Tell us about them and where they are and what you have. Who wants to be first?
I'll go
Go ahead, Patrick.
So we built 6 townhomes at 2535 to 2541 West Monroe. It's like 2 blocks west of Western. There are 3 lots with townhomes on each one, so the lots are split in half. They're 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom homes, with you each get a deeded spot in back of the building as well. Got a yards in the front and the back.
Deeded parking spot.
Deeded parking spot in the back pad that's back there. You also have a front yard on each one of them, so we have a front entrance and an entrance in the back. Actually, it's got a nice southern. We did have 6 homes. We've sold 2 of them so far. Actually, the people have bought the back ones because you do get the southern view. Which, it's all new construction. We used closed cell foam insulation, so extremely energy efficient. They got attic storage space in them, tankless water heaters. Stainless steel appliances. I mean, we really tried to put a lot of money in just to build the homes right and to make them low cost for people that bought the homes, so they'd have low reoccurring costs on a monthly basis.
Fantastic. So how much are those homes going for?
Those homes go for $235,000.
Fantastic.
And I think in the neighborhood there, it's somewhere, most houses the same size are $300,000 to $350,000.
Fantastic. So folks can get those right now if they want it.
Those are completed homes, finished, and they are available. So reach out to Destiny.
Yes.
All right. And Staci, tell us the people that you're representing, what and where are their properties?
So I'm working right now with developers who are as part of the affordable swap and doing things actually in the 27th Ward. The houses that we have right now are actually sold, we've sold and they're under contract. Most recent was on the 800 block of St. Louis, and that's new construction, 5-bedroom, 3.5 bath. I mean, they're big houses, and to It's the same as really any other product that I might be out there selling. This just happens to be part of the land trust. But that house was just shy of $350,000, whereas the price maybe market rate might be more in the $425,000 to $449,000 range even. We've got 9 other single-family homes coming up in the area, primarily between Madison and Van Buren. Nothing, I think, further west than California. Those houses are also going to be 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath. A couple might be 5, and similar, they'll be in a range from $325,000 to $350,000. And so, stainless appliances, everything is. They're beautiful. They're beautiful houses.
And the values in those communities are over $400,000 right now.
They are. In particular, the houses that are coming up. There's been so much single-family home. Other developers that we work with, a lot of single-family homes going in west of Western over there, and I think the price point now is at about $625,000 to $650,000. If you look at the things that are going on right off of Harrison, like Taylor, Polk, all that area has really developed quite a bit.
$625,000, $650,000. Yeah. And so if folks were to buy your stuff, they would have to sell it again if they wanted to sell it at an affordable.
Yeah, and
price.
From the real estate side of it, and again, maybe so I might be the first person that someone is interacting with, and I'm explaining to them CCLT, and I'm not an expert, but Jennie and Destiny have been excellent in terms of just giving us the information we need to make sure that buyers understand what the process is, how they're going to be evaluated, what the application is like, and so that part of it has been really good.
So in our ward, so both of these developments and some of the other folks you represent are market rate developers. Like Patrick built some condos on Peoria and Washington, and they went from 1.2 to 2-point-something million dollars, right? Yeah. So rather than build affordable units for $250,000 in a $2 million building, I was like, well, rather than build affordable housing inside your building, you can save more money, but also get more bang for your buck if you build your affordable housing off-site in these communities where we need some housing at, and you pledge to do a little bit more than what was asked, but also pay into the fund. And that was a win-win situation for the city, for you, and for the people in that other community. So, and the same thing with the developer that Staci represent. I think his is on Washington and...
Yeah, and they've got something else coming up, I think, on the 19 North May. 19
North May, and those are, he has units going for $3 million?
Yes, yeah.
$3 million. So the thing is, so the idea is for sale units, it doesn't make sense to put an affordable unit inside a building that has condos like that, because the maintenance fees, for one, the assessment fees will blow the affordable person. It'll break the affordable person. They couldn't afford the assessment fees to have the doormen and all the other amenities that goes with that kind of building, but at the same time to pay for parking and the taxes, right? The taxes, because the thing is, even though a property is affordable, it's still appraised as a market rate unit, right? And I think right now the assessor may be trying to work something out in reference to some of those units, giving them a deal on the, and you can talk about that, Destiny, giving them a deal on the taxes, right? Yeah. So we worked that out. Mm-hmm. Okay, fantastic, good deal. So it was more beneficial for you to build off-site, pay into the fund, and also build some extra units, right? So instead of the 10% that was required, would you give me?
24%.
24%.
5%.
So I think that was a good deal. I think that was a good deal. 24% of the units. Sometimes housing in them don't like when I do that, but hey.
I think it was a win-win for everybody on the.
I do too.
Got a bigger home built and
that's right. That's
better quality.
Right.
And something somebody can afford in the long run.
But at the same time, these affordable units is bringing up the value on that block. Other people who own houses on that block, quiet as it's kept, right? Yep. Because nothing has been built there. Coincidentally, I was born in that built on that block, 2501 West Monroe. It used to be a Rockwell Garden high-rise there, and my mom used to live there, and I was born right there. So, so after those buildings been torn down, nothing has been put there for years. Over 20 years has been vacant. So it's a great thing to get something built back there. And Staci, tell us about the same deal with your guys. You know, he's selling stuff for $3 million. It was like a big savings for him to build extra units off-site instead of me encouraging him to do the affordable inside the building, and also to pay into the fund. So he saved some money. So so how many units is he building?
I mean, by the time we're done right now, we will have delivered 12 single-family homes by the time we're finished. Which, you know, being on this side of real estate, whether that developer or not, we need that. I see that every day in our community. We do have a lot of vacant land. People need an opportunity to have home ownership at a reasonable price, a chance to build some generational wealth. I mean, all those things I think make a lot of sense. And so, those developers were unfamiliar with the concept. So when we first talked about it, and I said, here's how you could do it, I helped, connect them with another builder who was building single-family homes in the area. And I think it's been very positive all around. And at the end of the day, people are paying a mortgage. They're qualifying for a mortgage. This is, these are working people in our city who need to have and deserve to have, quality housing.
So there's several other properties throughout the city that have the same deals going on, right? They can buy them at an affordable price, even though the value of the home may be much more, and the value of the homes around them may be much more, but they get them at a decent price if they fit into this program. I know I have some being built actually from a guy who's building over near the Halsted North Avenue area. He's building. We cut a deal with him to build some off-site, and he's building some at 2849 and 2859 Congress Parkway. Some beautiful townhomes, and they're going for affordable price. They priced at $229,000, and they're very nice and they're affordable. And around there, not too far from there, properties are selling for, over on Polk Street and everywhere else, they're selling for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000. So this is a good deal, but at the same time, that lot that he's building on has been vacant. Wow, I don't know for how long. Probably since the fire, since Dr. King died, right? Wow. And so this is really bringing something back to the area. And we got several other areas that was done in, but you also have one out south, not to just be selfish and talk about the 27th Ward. Even though sometimes I want to be, but you have Bronxville condos at 4248 South Drexel. They got 3-bedroom condos going for $190,000. You also have Avondale Irving Park at 3202 North Kildare and 4153 West Montrose, right? Where they selling these 3-bedroom, 2-bath condominiums for $297,000. And then also you have some things in Kenwood at 1227 East 46th Street, 2-bedroom, 2 baths, and they're going for $195,000, right? And folks can become homeowners overnight. Funny thing about, I remember when I bought my first home years ago in Humboldt Park, and I bought a 3-flat, and my first year doing my taxes, I got all my money back, man. It was like, wow, it's owning these properties, I got several $1,000s, more than I usually get on my income taxes back because I was able to write stuff off, right? So it immediately, help you to make more money, right? And you can do other things with it. So it's very beneficial to own property, if you can. Owning is not for everyone, but if you can own it, it brings wealth, right? Maybe not as a lot, but it brings more than what you have already, and it can be built up. So there's other properties I know that you all are working on throughout the city of Chicago. Can you tell us any other properties that you all have?
Sure, I can give you a little sneak peek in our pipeline to build on those 2 remaining condos at Harrison Row in the coming year, ideally by early summer, I think. That same development team is expecting to round out 50 units, duplex units, single family, 3 bedrooms, I believe, which I understand will be in the ballpark of $235 to $250 each. So we're really excited to get that going. And that's also within a half-mile radius of the Kedzie Blue Line stop, so, real, access to transit. And then I think you also gave a heads up to the unit near the Clybourne corridor in between Cabrini Green and Old Town. We're going to have 34, predominantly 3-bedroom units over there, family-sized, and that is also expected late summer, I believe.
Yes.
So those are the
Who's doing that one?
structure development
Oh,
as
yeah,
well.
yeah. Okay,
Like,
yeah. Right. I did that deal too, right? I'm sorry.
I'm trying
I feel you.
make sure you get all the
But
credit here.
structured development also did the ones on Harrison, right?
Yes.
So they're doing the ones on Harrison, and they're doing that, and both of those are related to a development they're doing on Kingsbury, across from the
Big deal.
Big Deal, but also what's the shopping center, Whole Foods, Whole Foods over there on Kingsbury and Evergreen in that area, which is a good deal. And then we forgot one. There's another one that we have from a guy who's did a development on Peoria and Monroe. And he's building right now on the 2100 block. He built on the 2100 block of, what's that street? What's the next?
Peoria Green.
Huh?
I think the development is called Peoria Green, but I
Peoria
forget
Green?
the address.
I believe- Yeah, I think it's Peoria Green.
That's how it is in my folders.
Yes.
So, but he built on the 2100 block right off of Jackson, between Jackson and Van Buren. What's that little street? Quincy, is it? Is it Quincy?
Gladys.
Gladys.
Yeah, Gladys.
Gladys.
Yes,
2100 block of Gladys.
Yeah.
We just sold the
We just
last
sold.
one. In
You
that
just
development.
sold? Oh,
Those
so
are
we-
gone.
They're
but
gone
amazing.
already? All right then.
Yeah.
Yay. That's good.
Yeah.
That's
Those are
good.
gone.
I'm so happy about that. Yeah. So he sold those.
Yes.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. And the good thing about it is when these guys get past this, it's easier for them to do it the next time. You know what I'm saying? So he's a big developer, and you know who that is. Yeah. Yeah. So he beat you out, man. How you let him sell his before you sold yours, man?
You and Mike are neck and neck. We'll see who gets across the finish line first.
All right, we like the competition. I like to make you all compete against each other. But Destiny, that's how I got them all to do this stuff. I was like, hey, this guy's doing it. You gonna let him beat you out? Make me an offer, But anyway, Destiny, why don't you tell folks, how do you get these properties? How do you qualify for them? How do you get them? What's the process?
Yes.
Tell everybody.
Absolutely. So all prospective applicants, they should definitely contact me by email and or phone to receive a application package. That entire application package will have all the instructions, handouts, and the steps to purchase. All buyers will have to be mortgage pre-qualified with one of our CCLT preferred lenders. We do provide a list of our lenders. We do have 4 lenders that know of our product and our program and have agreed to our 30-year deed restriction. So we do provide the list to all applicants to get pre-qualified with that lender. From there, they must submit pay stubs, bank statements, 2 years of tax returns, and most importantly, complete 3 trainings. 3 trainings include the CCLT orientation training. The second one will be the condominium training, and the third and final will be the HUD home buyer education training course. And so they will register to take each of those trainings, complete the courses, and with that they'll get a certificate of completion. That certificate of completion they should have with the application package, along with the pay stubs, bank statements, and most importantly, the mortgage pre-approval letter. Once the CCLT has a complete application package with all qualifying documents submitted, we ask that the applicants allow for 3 to 5 business days for a final determination. So our process is fairly quicker. You know, once we have a complete application, our buyers are not waiting a long time to see if they're qualified. And if they are deemed certified by income and the mortgage pre-approval letter, from there they can then place an offer with the seller to sign the contract and get moving on the process and become a homeowner. And with that, you know, they're going to go with their mortgage lender to get the processing rolling with their mortgage loan, and that can be 30 to 45 days if there's no hiccups, and then they go to closing.
That's fantastic. So tell me, so the when you talk about median income, so each of these projects have different requirements, right?
Yes.
So it's somewhat flexible on, you can be 80%, people can qualify at 80% of median income, people can qualify at 100% of median income, and people can qualify at 120% median income. Am I right? Am I?
Yeah, you're right. I'd say I don't know that we have any 80s online in this moment, so it's pretty much 100 or below and 120 or below.
Okay. So right now, for example, if you one person and you want to buy a house, you have to make $63,000, right? 63,300, you can't make more than that, right? So 63,000 and below?
Well, 65,300.
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yes,
Excuse me,
so
65.
it's okay. Then that's for a household of one person. So 65,300 for a household of one person and below.
Okay.
And below.
But you can't make more.
You cannot make more.
Right,
And that
but-
is gross income, not net. So gross.
So if it's you and your child, or you and your girl, or you and your guy, it's 74,600 for 2 people.
Yes, for 2 persons, correct.
And this is at the 100.
That's at
100%.
Because we have some that folks are eligible up to 122.
Yes.
So
Yes.
at 120, it would be for folks who make 78,360 or below.
Correct. And
Right.
that's a household of one, yes.
It's a household of 1 or
Yes.
below. How far below can you be?
Well, there's not a minimum income, which we receive that question all the time. However, the minimum income will come into play when you're getting your mortgage pre-approval.
So it depends on what the bank say you can afford to pay.
Exactly, yes.
Right. So if you make 50,000 and the bank say you can afford to pay that $250,000 mortgage, right, which may be about $1,600 a month, which $1,600 a month is what most people paying for rent. Why pay for rent when you can get equity and make a little change and get a tax write-off and get some income tax money back? But, right, so you can get that below that, and then it goes up from there. If it's 2 people, it's 74 for 100, 83 for 3, 93 for 4. For 5 people, 100,000, and so on and so forth. And for 120%, it's the same thing. It goes up.
Yes.
But it goes up, but it depends on, but that's the max, not the minimum, right? So you can make less money, you just got to be able to qualify for the loan,
Yes.
right, with the bank. And who are your 4 lenders?
Our 4 lenders are Mutual of Omaha, Guaranteed Rate, Neighborhood Lending Services, which is a component of Neighborhood Housing Services, and Wintrust. Wintrust Mortgage will be our final.
Oh, okay, fantastic. So those are...
Yes. And you are able to layer other sources of down payment assistance and closing cost assistance that is allowed. So if the lender is providing assistance such as, IDA funds or any other sources, that is certainly allowed with the CCLT purchase.
So I understand, and I know you used to work for NHS, but I thought the NHS has some products that you can do like 5% down.
3%, actually.
3%
Yes,
down.
3% is the standard these days.
So let's just give a number. You an accountant by trade, right? You shouldn't have told me that, man. See, that's why it was easy to talk to you about these numbers. All right, man, you want to put in an affordable unit for $250 and you selling them for $2-point-something million, or you want to, build a couple of houses. That's how we make that deal real quick. And you calculated that real fast. So on $250,000, what is 3% down?
It's about $7,500.
$7,500 down.
Yeah.
That's not bad. $7,500 down, right? And then you get the place and you pay the mortgage.
And like Destiny said, I mean, there's a lot of other programs too that you have access to monies for assistance with down payment.
Yes.
So in a lot of cases, it would be even less than that.
Less
Yes.
than even
Correct.
less than
It
3%.
could be, absolutely.
Yes.
But it have to
Absolutely.
be a first-time home buyer though.
Not always. Not
Not
for
always?
the CRA.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really
Not
good
with the
programs
CRA?
out there.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
wow.
like for people who, they're willing to deal, and the bureaucracy isn't terrible, right? I think everyone hears something like this and they think, okay, the bureaucracy is going to kill me and the paperwork, and I don't think it is. I
Yes.
think it's not as scary of a process as people normally associate with something like this. So it's really achievable.
And with these affordable prices, again, to own an affordable place, your monthly mortgage is not is just about as much as you probably are paying for rent,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And which is fantastic. Yeah. So how do they contact folks to be able to do this? What do they do? I mean, I know they can go to the developers and go to sign up with them. And I mean, we got several of them, so we don't have all of their information. But so we'll let you all give y'all information since you're here, right? But what about with you guys? What do they do? Do they can they just come to you all for one-stop shopping and then you tell them about all the stuff you have going on? Okay, give us that information.
Sure. So you're welcome to visit our website at cityofchicago.org/CCLT or reach out to Destiny.
Yes.
Yeah, her email's on there too.
Yes.
You're welcome to give it now.
Yes, I can certainly provide my email address. It is Destiny, which is D as in David, ESTINY.Edmonds, EDMONDS, at cityofchicago.org. That is destiny.edmonds at cityofchicago.org. Once you email me, I will send you the complete application package to get started with registering for the trainings and getting your materials together. Please don't be alarmed with the materials that we request because they're simply the same materials that you're going to have to provide to the mortgage lender to get pre-qualified, the same documents.
Okay. And then if they want to look at your stuff, buy one of your properties, what should they do?
They can contact me directly. My email's pbuck@Taris Real Estate. So that's PBUCK@Taris, which is TARIS, realestate.com. Or go to our website too, tarisrealestate.com, and reach out.
How many units do you have left?
We have 4 units available right now.
Great.
And I can be reached by email at Staci, STACI, at NCG, Nancy Charles George, Chicago.com.
All right. And how many units do your client have?
Right now, everything is under contract, but there is a new slate coming up.
Yes.
There is a certain window and timeline with CCLT as far as when we can bring things to market. But if someone right now were to reach out and they were looking for a single-family home and they wanted to get qualified, Destiny would communicate with us and let us know, hey, we have someone who's looking. So
And in the worst case, they can just get started with the trainings.
that's right.
Because they're good for a period of 12 months. All of the trainings are good for a period of 12 months. So they can have that in place. That way, when the ground gets going for marketing, they can just simply apply.
So, and I know that everyone don't want to own property. Some folks don't want to deal with that. They just want to take their key, go in their house, and don't have to worry about anything, right? So we still have CCLT have affordable units under the land trust too, right? That are for rent.
So we don't necessarily manage the rental units.
don't?
In our preservation initiative, we do have a 2-flat that we're rehabbing in Woodlawn, which will include a rental unit, but we'll sell that building to a homeowner, and the homeowner will manage that unit independently.
So tell me, when developers do the AROs in their units, those don't fall under CCLT?
We focus on homeownership.
So the AROs fall up under another department in
The rentals, yeah.
the rentals
The
fall
rentals.
under
Camera.
the rentals fall under another department in the city, for where they have to keep it affordable, right?
Correct.
So they have another area they have to go to find out where those are. So that's not on your website.
No.
All right. So we're gonna have to get them on here so people can know.
Yes.
Because a lot of folks don't know that. It's a funny thing. I give you an example. I had a building being built over on Halsted and Fulton, right? I had a building being built on Halsted and Fulton, so people were concerned about their views. So I had 4 folks come in remember that story? I had 4 people come to my office against it, right? That was my first affordable building that was built where I had affordable units put in before the ARO even came out years ago, right? So I've been doing this for a long time. So 4 people came in my office. It was a Latina who was a lobbyist in Springfield. It was an African-American guy. I think he was a computer guy. There was a beautiful red-haired lady who looked like one of those ladies off of one of those television shows. And it was a younger white guy. They were all talking to me about, the views and all that stuff. And I'm trying to tell them we don't make decisions based on views. You got to give me something better than that, so on and so forth. And I'm like, coincidentally, that's one of the buildings that I had my first affordable units put in. They're like, yeah. And the beautiful redhead said, yeah, I got one of those, right? and then they condos, right? And then the white guy said, yeah, I got one too. I'm a student, I got one too. And the Latina and the black guy, he's like, what? He's like, the Latina lady and the black guy was like, how y'all get that? We pay market for our property. And it was like, I was like, you guys are the poster childs for, that this is for everybody, right? It's not just for, minorities. Everyone gets and need affordable housing in this city, right? And there's a lot of single women in particular who have children. Right, and they need affordable housing, and unfortunately in our society, and not just to talk about women, but fortunately in our society, a lot of women don't get paid as much as men, right? We still have that discrimination going on in our society, and they do the same jobs, they probably do all the work, and they don't get paid the same amount, but they have a kid or 2 kids, and they're doing it by themselves for whatever reason. And I find a lot of them get a lot of these affordable apartments. You'd be surprised, from all walks of life, and nobody brags about it or say anything about it, but it's happening in our society. And I don't know why folks just think affordable units is just for minorities. It's for everybody. Everybody needs affordable units in our society. And I'm very proud to be a part of this and helping with this. And I really appreciate, the developers working with me. I appreciate you guys doing what you do. I know at times you all sometimes have a challenge with doing condos for whatever reason. Before you came, they had a challenge with doing condos.
I think I fixed it in the rewrite.
You fixed it? Okay. Because I was, I had a couple of deals going on, and they didn't want the guys to do the condos unless they had majority of them as the affordable, the CCLT units. So you worked that out. Okay, tell me how did you work that out?
Yeah. So one of the obviously, making sure the unit is priced affordably at the onset is critical, but at the same time, what really matters and makes it sustainable long-term is the monthly carry. And so with condos or even townhomes, whenever there's association, you have those monthly fees, right? And so what the program had been doing well was making sure that that price up front was priced affordably. And then in the rewrite, in the rules, we were able to incorporate that the monthly fees would also be indexed to AMI, so like at no point can the monthly association fees, which over time will be increased, be more than the corresponding percent of that households. Yes.
And then at the same time, you all worked the thing out with the assessor's office for the taxes.
Yes, we're so grateful for the leadership over there too.
So were you able to do something with parking? Because some folks sell their parking
separately, yeah. Okay. No, if it's combined when you buy it, it stays combined when you sell the unit. So.
Or if you can't afford it, you just don't. If it's sold separately, you just don't get it.
Yeah. if folks are able to buy the parking separately, independently, of the unit they purchase through us, that stays theirs. They can sell that privately. But if they get it bundled, then it's expected to be sold together.
So we thank God we've been blessed to have things built on the near north side, things built in the west loop, and folks benefiting on the west side from it, And I call that leverage development, and I think it's been a blessing for everyone that this is happening. But at the same time, I always say affordable housing actually primes a community for more development. Mm-hmm. Where Staci live, where Staci live in her community in the near west side, I mean, it wasn't like that all the time. The first things that was built over there was the scatter site housing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of developers were like, man, these are nice houses being built over here. Oh, I need to go buy something over there. And next thing you know, the little contractor started buying up other houses, rehabbing them, fixing them up, building. Mm-hmm. And, so that scatter site primed that community. Mm-hmm. Same thing in Cabrini Green. We tore down the buildings. We started building the mixed income for CHA on Larrabee Street. That primed the community for other people to say, oh man, let me go build over here. They starting to build some stuff over here. Those buildings are down. It's a good investment. And it just primed that community to be a very diverse community. And it just evolved from there. So sometimes, and this is what I try to tell some of my colleagues, on the south side and further west, sometimes you need something to get something, right? You need to put something in to get something out. And you can't be afraid of affordable housing because it benefits everyone, right? And especially for home ownership, most folks, I don't care who you are, people are so proud when they own their homes, right? I mean, they're so proud. And, you start seeing folks getting, a thing over their window. Everybody want to put the thing over their window. You know what I'm saying? They get a new shiny door. Everybody want to get a new. They compete with each other on blocks. I don't care how much money you make. I got a story, and I'm gonna have to go. We got to go in a minute. I got a few minutes to go. I want to thank you all for coming on. But I have a young lady who actually used to live in Henry Horner. She got a scatter site house on Adams Street near Sacramento, and it's a house, right? She moved there. She became the block club leader of the block, right? And everybody else who homeowners over there follow her, and she helps that block, protect that block, and grew in that community. So, but she was actually a CHA resident, and from there she got that home. Now she's trying to buy a lot next door. She went to nursing school and she's a nurse, and her kids are going to college, and and it's just a beautiful thing. But just because of where she came from, right, didn't say who she was going to be, right? And her leadership qualities just came out. She's like, no, this is our block. Y'all not coming over here messing up our block, because she was proud of her home. So she would tell guys she even knew, you can't do that on this block. So it was a beautiful thing. So I want to thank you all for coming on. I really appreciate it. I want to thank Destiny Edmonds, project coordinator of CCLT. I always want to say Destiny Child, man. I don't know why I say Destiny Child. and Jennie Fronczak. Fronczak. That don't sound Cuban. Or what was that? Where were you at? What
Colombia.
Colombia. That don't sound Colombian.
Nah, it's mostly Polish.
It's mostly Polish. See, and she's the executive director of CCLT. I also want to thank Patrick Buck, who's not related to John Buck. But one day he's going to be just as big as John Buck, right?
Even
more. From Iris Real Estate. He's the managing director. Thank you for coming on. And I also want to thank Staci Slattery, who's a manager broker for North Clybourne Group, who knows how to navigate the affordable housing CCLT system. So if you developers out there need some help, Staci can help you. I want to thank all of you all for coming on. I'd like to thank everyone who helped us to put the show together. Thank you guys very much. I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Network 27. We pray to God that everyone wear their masks, that these numbers come down so that I can continue to do this show and bring great people to you, right? So it's our first time in City Hall. I want to thank you all very much. I want to thank everyone at CAN TV for all of their help. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching Network 27. I'm Alderman Walter Burnett. Tell everyone they can own a home. Check out CCLT for an affordable price. God bless you and have a good day. Thank you.